Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see all of you. Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful start to the week. I'm just sending out a couple last minute messages here in all the chats, letting everyone know that we are live. We are live. Mindset Monday. I got a fiery one, and I might give away some product today. So might want to text some of your brand partners and say, Taylor might do something crazy today. Might want to hop on. Let me know who's in the house. Let me know where you're watching from. Erica Jordan's on here. Just did an amazing call with her incredible team. Carrie Cotis from Nebraska. We got Al from the Bend. Roger, what's going on, brother? I saw I missed your calls. I apologize. I was on 12 hours of nonstop Zooms today, but I'll get back to you. Williams from Lake Canada. William, Lake Canada, good to see you. Manitoba, India. Oh my gosh, I can't say all of them. Indiana, good to see you. Good to see you. Ohio's in the house. Texas is in the house. All right, like I said, I might be doing something fun today. Maybe a little giveaway at the end of this live. I don't know. You never know, but you might want to text your brand partners and say, hey, if you got 25 minutes, want to get a little mindset training. We're talking about Atomic Habits, an amazing book by James Clear. 2 weeks ago, we covered chapter 1, which was the first law, which is all about making your habits obvious, how to make them obvious. We talked about the plateau of latent potential. We talked about deciding who you want to be, focusing on your systems. We talked about the 4 stages of a habit: the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. What's going on? Good to see all of you guys. Appreciate you hopping on. Diana, good to see you. So 2 weeks ago, if you guys haven't seen any of these, go back and watch them. If you haven't checked them out, some amazing little tips in there that I was able to take away from reading this book and how to apply it to your life in your business. But chapter 1 of Atomic Habits was all on making it obvious. Again, the 4 stages of the habit: the cue, what cues you into your habit; the craving that drives you to go do it; the response; and the reward. What's going on, Tiffany? Good to see you. She's actually in Ohio this time. I love it. And then we focused on chapter 2. And if I go over to my notes from chapter 2 is all about the law of making it attractive. So at first, what do we got to focus on? First, we got to focus on making it obvious. We got to make our habits obvious. From there, we got to make our habits attractive. I know Sterling's, we're watching those Vikings right now. We need him to kick the butt, Philadelphia's butt. For all those Vikings fans out there, it's good to see everyone getting on. Looks like we're starting to fill up here. So chapter 2 of Atomic Habits was all about making it attractive. And here we talked a lot about temptation building, how we took the habit stacking that we learned in chapter 1, how you create a habit stack. And then we learned about temptation bundling, how you bundle your temptations around your habits. That was an amazing, a lot of talk about wanting over liking, and how a lot of people want a lot more than they actually like. So that was an amazing little tip that we took from that. And then this week, chapter 3, the law is make it easy. So from make it obvious to make it attractive, to make it easy. Good to see you, Sherry from North Carolina. Appreciate you hopping on. So chapter 3, I really like this chapter a lot because for me, there was so much applicable stuff to your business. A lot of these books are like great. They're awesome because you can apply some stuff just in your life. But this book specifically, what I saw is I was able to pull some stuff for your business. So the 3rd law of Atomic Habits is make it easy. The first chapter in this section is walk slow, but never backwards. Walk slow, but never backwards. And at the beginning of this chapter, James Clear talks a lot about a professor, a teacher of photography in a university that split his class in half right at the beginning of the semester. And what he said is okay, so the left side of the class is going to be graded on quantity. So this side of the class, you have to turn in, it's all about the amount of photos that you turn in. If you turn in 100 photographs by the end of the semester, you get an A. 80 photographs gets you a B. 70 photographs gets you a C, kind of deal. So that was their grading scale. The right half of the class was graded on quality. The right half of the class only needed to turn in one picture at the end of the year, but the picture had to be practically flawless. Which group do you think created better content at the end of the semester? Group A, that was on quality or quantity, or group B that was on quantity or quality? Quantity or quality? So what I thought it was going to be the second one, the class that was graded on quality, because they were focusing on getting the best picture. But what he said is at the end of the class, the teacher was surprised to find that the best photographs came from those that were graded on quantity, not quality. Because the ones that were graded on quantity went out and actually practiced. They took time developing their skills. They went out and they got to work and they took a bunch of pictures. The ones that focused on quality spent the whole year focusing on one image, on one shot, and they got a lot of mediocre shots. Those ones that were focused on quality. So many of us focus on the best approach that we fail to take action, is what I took out of that. In this third law, he talks a lot about motion versus action. If you're taking notes, write this down. Motion versus action. This one hit me like a ton of bricks, and I assume it's gonna hit some of you the same. It's like, ooh. Motion makes you feel like you're making progress without the fear of failure. So if I am wanting to get in shape, if I search for a good workout program, that is motion. If I go work out, that is action. If I want to build a massive organization, I spend all of my time just friend requesting people on Facebook, but not actually building any relationship. I'm doing the motion, not the action. Does that make sense? Motion makes you feel like you're making progress without the fear of failure. Motion is preparation for action. But a lot of the times motion gets misconstrued as action. So many people spend most of their time in motion and convince themselves that they're in action. So once we've acknowledged this, once we've acknowledged that most of our time is spent in motion and not in action, how can we start to create ways to make the things that we know we need to do easy? So he talks about the law of use. The law of use. And this has gone on for a long time. What we know about the law of use is it says, what you do not use, you will lose. Faith unused, diminish. Education unused, goes away. Skills unused, go down. What you do not use, you lose. The next thing he talks about is the law of least effort. The law of least effort. And I thought this was extremely applicable to our businesses because he starts the analogy by talking about how the fact that you can't grow Florida oranges up in Canada. They talked a lot about the farming system and about how people realized over time that certain areas weren't going to be good for certain crops. You weren't going to be able to produce certain foods in certain areas based on certain climate. You can't grow Florida oranges in Canada. So you need to follow the law of least effort. What does that apply to in your business? You can't drag someone across the finish line. You can't want it for someone more than they want it for themselves. We as humans are programmed to follow the law of least effort. We are wired to do what is most convenient. Take it, for instance, take a look at your behaviors. Take a look at your life. Take a look at your life and take a look at the behaviors that fill up your life. Most of them are done without thinking and without any motivation whatsoever. Most of the things. From the second you wake up and going throughout all your entire day, most of the stuff you do is done without thinking. It's just done. So how do we start to create the habits that we know are going to push us in the direction of our future that we want? How do we make them as easy as grabbing our phone and going onto Facebook in the mornings? How do we make it that simple? Right? Talks a lot about when you have a new habit that is hard. If you're not making a habit easy, it's very much like trying to water your garden with a bent hose. You can do it. You can get water to come out. It's going to take a lot more pressure. It's going to take a lot more work. When you start to create a habit in the right way with the right skills, it's like letting that hose go. And so, the biggest thing that I wanted to focus on in this piece is, what are your biggest time wasters? Because the goal out of all of this whole book, is to make it easy to do what is right and hard to do what is wrong. He uses this phrase, increased friction. You need to increase the friction to make it harder for you to do the things that are wrong. So if the scroll hole is hard for you, Lexi, you get stuck in that. A lot of us do. This is where we need to ask, and everyone needs to ask this for yourselves. Are you ready to really make a change? Are you ready to really make a change in your life? Because if you're really ready to make a change, you have to make the hard or the bad habits hard. So all of you know, on your phone, there's a really cool thing that you can do. You can set time limits for every app on your phone. You know that, right? Some of you know that, and you've avoided knowing that for a very long time. One thing that me and my brother have done is we have gone on and we have limited. So we put on, for my brother, it was aggressive, but we did this together a while back. I believe for say for Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, he has a limit of 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day he can spend on that platform. 10 minutes a day. Oh, I'm not getting, it won't be a whole iPhone tutorial, but for anyone that wants to just Google search how to set, time limits. And I'm sure there's a video on YouTube that'll walk you right through on whatever phone you have, how to go through and set restrictions the same way you would for your children, so that your children can't be on their devices all day long. They have those same restrictions built into every phone. So if you're really ready to make a change and start to make some of your bad habits harder to do, what I know is that if you had to put in a password to use Facebook again after you've already used your time for the day, say you put it in for an hour. Every time you go to your phone and it pings you and says you've used all your time, you have to put in a code if you want to use it. It's going to make you stop and go, do I really need to go to Facebook right now? What was I planning on doing there? What was the purpose? Was I just bored? It's going to stop and make you think. So again, all of this is about making the hard stuff, the bad stuff harder to do, and the easy stuff the right stuff a lot easier to do. So with the easy stuff, how can we make the easy stuff right to do? He talks about a whole chapter is dedicated to how to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule. 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule basically says, do not do too much too soon. Whatever your habit is that you're looking to create, find a way to start by only doing it for 2 minutes a day. 2 minutes. So I thought about this because he equates it to working out, just go to the gym and literally do 5 push-ups and then go and then leave. That's it. That's all you have to do. Because the easier the habit is, the more likely you are to do it on a regular and consistent basis. What he talks about from there is habit shaping, how you can start to take that habit from the 2 minutes that you're doing it every day and start to slowly add on to it once it becomes something that you begin to look forward to. If you're not looking forward to getting to know people, you're never going to create a habit around it. If you don't look forward to solving problems in people's lives, you're never going to create a habit around it. If you don't look forward to helping people have better sleep, have better energy, have better mood, have more happiness in their life, if you're not interested in all of those things, then it's going to be very, very hard to create the habits around them. But a lot of you have all of those desires. You just haven't been making the habits easy, and your bad habits have been way too easy. Your good habits that you need to be focusing on have been way too hard. It's like, oh, everything is right here. All the bad habits that I have, all the things. And I'm not saying like your kids are bad habits, but all the time wasters, the sitting and watching the shows and the snacking and all the little things that we do on a daily basis that just suck time out of our lives. How do we start to make those things harder? And it is in the identification of those things and the process of making them harder that is going to start opening up the door for you to do the things that you need to do. I set a timer when doing tasks. Yeah, that's great. It's perfect. That's awesome. But when it comes to building your business, a lot of you have been frozen. You've been frozen in activity. You're working on perfect. And this whole chapter is focusing on a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. We learn by doing, much like the photographer that takes 100 pictures. We learn by going out and doing. If you spend all of your time looking for the one person that's going to be amazing and the perfect fit and everyone, you've got a criteria for what they look like and how they sound and what they do and their income and their family and all this stuff. If that's the person you're looking for, you're going to end up with that one mediocre person at the end of the semester. But if you're like the left half of the class that goes out and takes 100 pictures, you learn but this is the big thing. You learn by your mistakes. So someone that's actively working on being better is not going to go talk to 100 people with the same story, with the same intent. A smart person is going to go talk to 10. And then they're going to plan, do, review. And they're going to say, when I talked to those 10, I realized that when I talked about this, it didn't go really well. When I brought this up, it didn't go really well. So going forward, I'm going to try something different. Going forward, I'm going to try to talk a little bit different. I'm going to switch this up for the next 10. And then you talk to another 10. But a lot of people I talk to say, I've gone to my whole network, I've talked to everybody, and they've done the same thing with every single person. They never stop to go, well, this isn't working. This isn't working. I love this 2-minute drill. I love this 2-minute drill because this 2-minute drill, the main focus is just on doing one simple thing and boiling it down, cutting it down to its most basic and easiest form possible. Go connect with one new person. It takes 2 minutes to connect with a new person. It takes 2 minutes. Go send one follow-up message. One. Hey, did you get that product? Did you like it? Send one customer message. Just start doing one thing a day. I love that Gary Vaynerchuk always says, we as human beings wildly overestimate what we can do in a year, and we wildly underestimate what we can do in 10. I love that success loves speed, but sometimes we have to be prepared for that success. Success just doesn't come to the unprepared. Success comes to those that are prepared and ready for it. How do you become prepared and ready for it in this business? You become prepared and ready by becoming a person of value in your network. Outside of the happy couple. I want you to think about this for a minute. Let's say you had 100 people in your life, 100 people in your network. And you could do one of two things when you join the happy co. You could reach out to all 100 of them after not talking to most of them for quite a while. And out of excitement, just let them know what you're doing and tell them how great they would be at it and that they got to check it out. Or reach out to all 100 of them and ask them how their life is going, how their family is doing, how work's been. Going on any family trips this year? How's everybody's health? Has everyone been staying healthy? Ask questions about their lives. Find a way to be a value add, to be a person of support before you ask for their support in your business. I look at people that have gone, like, people that get involved in network marketing and some of these crazy success stories where people just get in and they sponsor like 200 people in like 60 days or something like that. And I go back and I talk to those people, and every 100% of the time, you know what they say? Is I've just loved on these people for forever. I've just loved on them. When they needed me to come help at the bake sale, I would show up. When they needed me to come do something for the fundraiser, I was there. When they were moving and they needed help moving, I wasn't big, I couldn't move much, but I showed up and I'd be there for them. So when the time came, you had earned the right to be that person of value in their life. So we got to make these habits easy. And that was the main focus of this. The 2-minute rule was the biggest piece. Motion versus action. That one, again, hit me hard. Motion makes you feel like you're making progress. You're not, but it makes you feel like it. You sit and look up workout videos. You sit and watch personal development for 4 hours. Makes you feel like you're making progress. You're like, man, I consumed so much good content today. Oh, I was so productive. Were you? Or did you just consume a lot of content? Were you in motion, not action? Personal content is only amazing if it's applied. It's wasted if it's just consumed. So in recapping this chapter, chapter 3, or the third law with multiple chapters on how to make it easy. Walk slow, but never backwards. Always remember, when the class was split in half, it was the half of the class that focused on quantity, not the half of the class that focused on quality that produced the best work. Think about that every day in your life. Are you focusing on quality, or are you focusing on quantity? Are you focusing on practice, plan, do, review, or are you focusing on finding that one perfect gem? So many focus on the best approach that we fail to take action. And if I search, searching for a good workout program, that's motion. If I go and work out, that's action. Motion is a representation, or is a preparation for action. We talked about the law of use What you do not use, you will lose. Skills that you work to attain will be lost if they are not continuously used. We talked about focusing in the right areas because you cannot grow Florida oranges in Canada weather. We talked about a little bit about how humans are programmed to follow the law of least effort. We are programmed, if there's two roads to go down, humans will always go down the one that is perceived to be the less strenuous, the one of least effort. Always. So when it comes to your habits, if you have habits that are the right habits that are hard and bad habits that are easy, you as a human are always going to gravitate towards what is easy. Look at the behaviors that fill up your life. We identified that most of them are done without thinking and no motivation whatsoever. We talked a little bit about focusing on being a person of value in your network. We focused about the biggest time wasters, getting rid of the time wasters in your life. A couple examples of how you can do that by monitoring some of your social media activity. You guys want to have a really uncomfortable moment? You know that there's a thing on your phone? I'll just tell you right now, and I'll just tell you how uncomfortable it is for me. Let's see, where is it here? It's going to be under like information. Do you know that there's a thing that you can look at on your phone that tells you how many times you have opened your phone in a day? Here it is, screen time. It tells you how many times you've opened it. I have picked up my phone today 67 times. 67 times I have picked up my phone today. Think about that. Blows my mind. If some of you, I would assume, I mean, that number could be in the hundreds. When you start to set some restrictions on your phone, what you'll see is every time you go there and you're restricted, you're like, I didn't need anything there. That was literally just a gut instinct to just pick it up and go on there because I didn't have anything to do. And every time you see that little reminder, hopefully it's a trigger for you to go into a habit that you know you should be doing and creating. Talked a little bit about the mastering the habit of showing up, habit shaping, how to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule, which is basically taking any habit that you're looking to create or to have in your life and to boiling it down, scaling it down to a 2-minute version of itself and only do it 2 minutes a day until it becomes something, again, that is easy and fun and you look forward to doing, and then you can start to habit shape around it. And so I've really enjoyed reading this book. Next week, we've got the fourth law. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. The fourth law next week is make it satisfying. Make it sad. Oh, look, it's starting right on me right now. Make it satisfying. So I am excited to hop in right before we go to convention. We're going to hop on and close out this book, but I hope you guys have gotten a little bit from this. I hope this has brought some value for you this evening, and I appreciate you being on. I want to do something fun. As all of you saw, the long-awaited Paradise Punch is finally shipping. I cannot wait for each and every one of you that has ordered it to start receiving it in the mail over the next couple of days. Oh man, I can't wait for you to get it. I cannot wait. But in that vein, let's give out a little Paradise Punch. Who wants a little Paradise Punch? Who wants a little bit of Paradise Punch? So you can put a 5 in the comments if you would like one free tub of Paradise Punch. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm fired up. You guys want some? You guys want a little Paradise Punch? You texting all your brand partners right now saying Taylor's giving away Paradise Punch. Get on this call. Get on this call. Let's do this. I'm going to all the participants. Let's pull up all these amazing participants. And I'm going to do a random scroll. I am just going to scroll up and down multiple times, and I'm not going to look. So this is me scrolling up and down. I don't know where it is. Scrolling. I'm going to let a few more people. Is anyone else? I'm seeing if you guys got some brand partners coming on. I'm just going to scroll up and down. I literally have no idea where this is right now in the chat, but it's going to land on one random person. All the way to the bottom, all the way to the top. I wish it wasn't in alphabetical order. Can I do this? Everybody wants some. Look at this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm just gonna shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. And Zoom user, it went all the way to the bottom and it was Zoom user. Oh, I'm so sorry, Zoom user. I'm so sorry you didn't have it. All right, I gotta go to a name. I'm just scrolling like crazy. I don't know where it's gonna end. And Chloe Singleton. Chloe Singleton, you are winning a free tub of Paradise Punch. You can let her in. It's okay. It's okay. I got a Penelope. You guys are gonna get a rare Penelope sighting. Come here, Princess P. Daddy's doing some work. She's getting ready for bed. She's up past her bedtime. Say hi, Penelope. Oh no, Daddy's doing the work. Hang on. Oh, you're oh my goodness gracious. You guys, I can't with this crazy girl. I can't with this crazy girl. Oh, no, you go get your baby with Bridget. Go get her. All right, I got to make sure I got this name right. Is it Chloe? Is it? Hang on, I got to make sure I see it right. Singleton. Singleton. Chloe, congratulations, sister. You got yourself some free Paradise Punch. I'll make sure it goes out here in just the next little bit. Probably today or tomorrow. We'll get it shipped out to you. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, Penelope, you want to say hi? No. Okay, you little stinker. Well, she's not going to be very cooperative this evening, but have a beautiful rest of your evening, everybody. Look forward to seeing you on What's Up Weekly. Got some amazing guest speakers on this week. Do not miss it. And if you're not registered for a convention, you have the ability to get there, drive planes, trains, automobiles, however you can get there. Do not miss what we are going to bring to you in the next 10 days. Until then, God bless you guys. Talk soon. Bye for now.